Good morning, welcome to the Penrith Business Parks. I am on Gilwilly again today. It's a little bit noisy because somebody's cutting the grass because it is such a lovely day, but I want to just pan around so you can see where we are today. We've got Metcalf's down here, up here to Ace Fixins, so we're sort of on there's a few little businesses here as well. But I have discovered something quite exciting today, which I'm really keen to show you because it's something that's quite new. We're going to be talking to the Eden Rivers Trust, who are based on the Penrith Business Parks, down on Cowper Road, so still on Gilwilly. But they have a little special project that's going on right here on the business parks that I never even knew about, and I'm sure you don't know about it too, so we're going to chat more about it. So today, I'm just going to switch my camera around. We've come to meet Sam. Sam is the Marketing and Communications Manager for Eden Rivers Trust. Thank you for meeting with me today, Sam.
No problem.
As the rain is holding off for us. So tell me a little bit about Eden Rivers Trust, because like many people locally, you've maybe heard of it and you just think, well, it's to do with rivers, but don't really know loads about it. So tell me a little bit about the organisation and what you do.
Okay, so we're a charity and we were formed in 1996, and we look after the River Eden and all its tributaries. So actually that goes a really long way into the area of this part of Cumbria. So we really start off up at the source, at Malastang, follow the Eden all the way down to the Solway Firth, just past Carlisle. We do a lot of work on the fell side as well, up on the North Pennines and over towards the Lake District. So we cover quite a big area.
Yeah, that's massive, isn't it?
And the River Eden itself is 87 miles long, roughly. It changes because
didn't know that.
The river changes. The river changes each
year. Yeah.
And the sort of work that we do is all about protecting and improving rivers and the whole river environment. So we do things such as river restoration, making rivers more natural. That's putting the wiggles back in, sort of meanders and that type of thing.
Yeah.
We also do natural flood management, which we do quite a lot on the smaller becks up on the fell sides or in the hillier areas, which is all about trying to reduce the flood risk down to vulnerable catchment areas and vulnerable communities. So as we all know, Carlisle has a big problem with flooding, and Rift does as well. So we try and do the work up in the hills that's going to slow that water down or keep it in the hills so that it doesn't get down into the main river and into people's homes.
Right.
We also look after some of the rare species because the River Eden is fantastic. I mean, it's a SSSI, which is a site of special scientific interest.
Oh wow.
And special area conservation, and it's that because it has some really rare species in it. So we have things like white-clawed crayfish, lamprey, bullhead, those sorts of things that we really want to make sure that they stay here and they thrive. Because they're under threat, and under threat from pollution, from how land's used within the county as well. So we do quite a lot of work to make sure that those species are doing well, and we also reintroduce species back into the area. So last year we reintroduced waterfalls into the Lake District, which is fantastic.
Brilliant.
Very cute furry little things.
Yeah.
So we do things like that as well.
Excellent.
And then a big part of our work is all about engaging with communities and working with our volunteers. We have a really good volunteer army, which you'll see a few here down at the Tree Nursery today. And we also work with schools and with youth groups and with community groups as well to talk about rivers, get them to take action for rivers as well. So that's in a nutshell the sort of work that we do.
Fantastic.
And we do talk to farmers as well. We work a lot with farmers and landowners.
I can imagine, in this area,
exactly,
you'd need to,
So we work with them and work on initiatives such as water-friendly farming. And actually, because we don't own our own land, then we have to work very closely with farmers and landowners to get them to allow us to do river restoration and flood management on their land. So it's what we do. We work in partnership. That's the main thing.
That's fantastic.
As an independent charity, we're in a really good place to do that. So.
Yeah, excellent. And it's one of those things, isn't it, that without charities like yours, we maybe don't know the day-to-day things that are going on, all this amazing work you're doing, like we're going to show viewers in a minute. But if your charity wasn't there, it would have a massive impact on the environment, local flooding and communities. So it's such a vital charity, isn't it? That's what I've really picked up today.
It is, because I mean, you need people like us around. Because actually, what we care about is Eden's rivers. We're rooted in this place. We love the Eden and the Eden Valley, and we want to make sure that we've got rivers there that can sustain for future generations.
Exactly.
That's what we want, kids, grandchildren, and we want to be able to enjoy and thrive by our rivers.
Definitely, yeah. And So you've brought me here today, Sam. I'm very excited to show everybody this. This is the Eden Rivers Trust Nursery. We can peek over the Tree Nursery. Should we go in and have a little look? And you can tell me what is a tree nursery and why do we need one?
So, as I mentioned, quite a lot of our work that we do is about natural flood management, of which trees are a really important component to that. Because trees are awesome. They do everything. They can store water in the leaves and in the bark. They soak it up through the roots as well, and then they transpire it back out into the air. So they're awesome. They're also great homes for wildlife as well. So when we do a lot of hedge planting with farmers and landowners, because again that makes a really good barrier against water rushing into the river, stops any sediment getting in as well, and creates corridors for wildlife so that they can move freely from one place to another, which is really important for some of the smaller wildlife we have, because otherwise they would get preyed on by some of the bigger mammals and birds that are out there.
Nice.
So the Tree Nursery came about because this is our first little patch of land we have, and unusually for a Rivers Trust we thought, wouldn't it be great if the trees that we're planting out in our conservation projects and sites, if they actually came from local areas and were grown by us.
Brilliant.
So not only are we going to grow the trees and then plant them out, they will there be in tens, hundreds of years' time.
Amazing.
Doing a really great job for rivers.
That's just fantastic. So this was literally like, we can see this little sort of area over here that's a bit derelict. This was just a mess, wasn't it, when you came here?
It was a wasteland. It was covered in weeds up to the waist. It was just daunting. But we were really lucky that the Allotment Association said, yep, go on, Eden Rivers Trust, have a go at this.
Brilliant.
And with the work of a dedicated band of volunteers and our volunteer coordinator, Jenny, they cleared the site, they dealt with all the mud, they dealt with the flooding issues, because as a Rivers Trust, flooding is what we can deal with quite well.
Yeah.
And what you see now is just wonderful. What the idea was is to create an accessible place that anybody can come along, enjoy spending time here, learn how to grow trees, and just really get involved in a bit of conservation work on their doorstep. Because not everybody can get out into the wilds of the countryside.
Yes.
So here in the heart of Penrith, we're bringing rivers to everybody.
It's just amazing, and you've got volunteers here today that are planting. We can see obviously lots of the trees being planted up that'll be ready, so they'll go out into the countryside. And actually, from when I was talking to Jenny, one of the volunteers before, that
she's the volunteer coordinator.
Volunteer coordinator. She was saying that, you know, people from the allotments will just come in here and have their lunch, or you're working with other charities to come down, and it's accessible. People in wheelchairs can come here, and that they can actually feel like they're making a difference and doing something. Because, you know, there are so many issues in the environment, and sometimes you just don't know how you can make an impact, but this is such a massive impact that people coming down here can make. So it's fantastic to see this, and to see how you've turned this area into something not only useful, but it's not like you're just growing things for the sake of it. It's actually going to help our environment.
Yeah, exactly. And also it's going to help people's health and well-being as well.
Of course, yeah.
Because that's why the space that's been created has also got these beautiful little areas. Because we've got a nice little attenuation pond here, which is empty at the moment, which is as it should be. But when the rain falls, that fills up, and then the water seeps away really slowly. But when it's there, it's somewhere that's nice for people to go and sit beside.
Lovely, yeah.
And in fact, when you see the sticks there, Jenny's going to build a willow hurdle type shelter.
Lovely.
Because we work with people who have autism and other sort of neurodivergence, sometimes they need somewhere just to go and be quiet, be quiet and calm. And that's what that's going to give them. And they can look out over the pond.
It's
when it's got a bit of water in
yeah.
it at the same time, but it just creates a bit of a calm space as well.
Yeah.
Which is what we all need sometimes, don't we?
Definitely, yeah. So we were talking as well about like how a lot of the materials you've got from local businesses and things. Is there anything you want to is there any way that the businesses that are surrounding this, because there are over 150 businesses on the business parks, how can people get involved or help?
Come and talk to us. Just give us a call on our office number and just whatever you can offer, we would gratefully receive, because we always need things from the nursery. And what you see now, this is a real work in progress, with so much more that we want to do with this over the next few years.
Yeah.
So we're looking at things like putting in sustainability measures, sort of things that we do with composting, with water saving and water management and irrigation. So anything that anybody can donate or would like to donate would be brilliant. And if they want to come down and come and have a look at the Tree Nursery, you're more than welcome, and come and have a chat to us about what we're doing here. It is here for the community, and the businesses on the park are part of our community, so you're more than welcome to all come down.
Excellent, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Sam. It's been I'm just so excited about this space. I think it's absolutely fantastic to say that on an industrial park that we've got something like this that's making such a huge impact on the environment. So I'm really excited to see what happens down here, and for you guys to keep in touch, and we can let all the businesses know what's happening as well. So thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you.
Just whisk around. How wonderful is this? Who would have thought this was on the Penrith Business Park? So just every time I come down here I get even more amazed, but I think this probably gets the number one spot really. It's absolutely fantastic, and the sun was shining too, which is great. So yeah, get in touch with Sam if you want to know any more about the Eden Rivers Trust. Look on their website, their social media as well. They do lots of fab things there, so you can find out more about them. And I will be back again soon on the Penrith Business Parks.